everybody. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different. I'm going to ask some of my colleagues to spend some time with me today to introduce some products that we have. Greg Connors, a fellow Smithtownite, went to Smithtown West, and not only have you become a great friend to me, but you're also a great loan officer. And you've done some great things since you got back into the industry. Share with the group a little bit about your history. Obviously, you had success as a baseball player, and you spent a lot of time with kids, training them and developing their skill set, which I think, and you also were a teacher as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, which all translates to what I believe to be a great loan officer. Obviously, I think you approach your business very well in terms of just sharing content, sharing information, and educating your clients and your referral partners.
Absolutely. So, John, thanks for the introduction. It was a good one. But playing baseball, having the professor background at Suffolk Community College, I kind of correlate all that together, encompass it into my life. I like to compete, always like to do the best I can. And then as far as just always being an educator. And I feel like the mortgage industry, you always have to educate people on what they're doing, what they're getting, and kind of guide them through the process. And I think I really attract a lot of first-time home buyers doing that.
Yeah, 100%. And, to be honest with you, I'm so happy that you joined CMG and this team, to have somebody that really cares about what it is that they do, and more importantly, the people that they help. And that just to me just is everything, because that's how I am. I love what I do, and I love taking care of people, and that's your focus, and that's why I think we work well together. In the spirit of first-time home buyers, and one of the reasons why I wanted you to share some time with me today is discuss a program that we have that's exclusive to CMG called HomeFundIt. So can you share a little bit about HomeFundIt and what it's about?
Absolutely. So CMG is kind of like an originator as far as products and trying to do the best thing for the borrowers. And the HomeFundIt Program is a program where first-time home buyers can crowdfund money for their down payment of their house. So we try to be innovative in different ways. Now, the best thing about it, it's all tax-free. They can share it on social media. And it's the same thing as a GoFundMe, except we are the exclusive rights as far as HomeFundIt to use it for the down payment.
Right. So what do you What have you been doing to promote and educate people about this program?
As far as I've been promoting it on social media, the biggest thing I do is reach out to all my realtors. We want to always give back to the realtors. As the mortgage loan officer doing loans, realtors refer us a lot of clients, and we always want to give back to them as well. So this is a nice organic way of growth. Right. If they have buyers from the beginning, we have the buyers from the beginning. We get the down payment assistance programs that we have here at CMG, but we also help the borrowers make money. So at CMG, we offer $2 to every $1 that the borrower will raise in the HomeFundIt program.
Right. So
up to $2,000.
So how do they raise money for this program?
So there are numerous ways. Number one is just sharing it on social media. We pay $10 for every share that they do per day. So as they share it on social media, they'll do that. I target a lot of people that are getting married. So when people get married, they could have their cards. In New York, people are very generous as far as gifts. On their invitations, they could put a QR code. The money, as opposed to giving a gift at the wedding, they could donate now to the HomeFundIt campaign.
Right, which makes this a little bit cleaner too, because when you get traditional gifts, especially for weddings, like I've been asked by underwriting to provide me with receipts of deposit, because you're getting hundreds potentially, right, hundreds of different deposits, and you have to source this. So this kind of eliminates that old way of doing it. But what I really like about the HomeFundIt strategy is that you can start it at a very early age, right? So you can definitely start them, whether it's as early as high school. You can start contributing to it maybe after a high school graduation, college graduation, engagement parties. I mean, the list goes on, and it's just a great, I guess, tool to use to compile all this money. I think one of the biggest challenges that I see that most people do, and let's be honest, I think most people live kind of paycheck to paycheck. They host parties for their children, and a lot of times they end up using that money to then, to basically replace whatever they spent for the party. So it requires a little bit of discipline and, to keep that money separate. And by doing this is a great way, to do that and keep it separate. Would you agree?
Exactly, 100%. And I know with my kids alone, they constantly get checks for their birthdays. They're going to have their communions, their just everything. So as you build it up over time, and remember CMG's matching $2 to every $1 up to $2,000. So over time, they're going to have their money for the down payment of a house without having to really work so hard for it.
And I think, listen, at the end of the day, home ownership creates generational wealth. And then as a parent, right, you want your children to succeed. So what better way to give them a springboard to having that generational wealth for themselves and their family by setting up an account early on. So I think it's a fantastic product. And then within the product itself, there's also another way you can raise money. Before we do that, I know that some people may have reservations about asking people for donations, right? What do you say to somebody that might not be, feeling comfortable asking people for help?
It's always a challenge, and I think once you get the first donation, it would kind of roll from there. But in that program, we have a program called UpIt, in which we teamed with over 500 different retailers like Home Depot, Costco. So initially, when you share it online, just ask people to, when they shop, buy anything, they will get up to 7% of that purchase price donated to them from Home Depot or Target. So it's another option of not asking them to necessarily donate, just help me by doing your own shopping.
Right, they would normally do anyway.
Correct.
But just using their personal, I guess, shopping site, and then you're saying that a portion of those purchases will go back and fund that account. So yeah, it's like an indirect way of helping without actually taking money out of your own pocket. But it's funny, like for a baseball team, right? Do you ever ask the parents to raise money for Cooperstown or something along those lines?
My son's varsity golf team just asked for donations, and we had to send emails out to 20 people to help the golf team, and they raised money for balls and shirts and everything else. So it's very common these days. You see the GoFundMe's all over for everything, for families in need or a catastrophe. But, this is something giving, and I think that the HomeFundIt, when they do purchase the house, nice story goes out to everyone that donated. They get to see where their money went, and they change the people's future.
Right. But I think that's the point of me sharing that about the sports piece is that we ask all the time. But for some reason, there seems to be a mental block about asking people for one of the single most important things that you'll ever do in your life, which is home ownership. Mm-hmm. So why would you not ask? If you don't ask, you don't get. Worst case scenario, they say no, and you're in the same boat that you were in. But and also too, I mean, there's incidents where people, or instances where people run into issues in life. Maybe they have a fire, or maybe they lose a job, or maybe they lose a spouse, or whatever the case may be. And your circle of influence, your community, will rally around you to support you. And a program like this can help somebody in a time of need, right, as well. So, and that can be done in a really, really fast way. And you've seen it all the time where people generate some serious money through the GoFundMe strategy. So this is a very similar, outlet.
100%. And always mentioning that real estate and your home ownership creates wealth. Think about the rising interest rate environment we've been in for the past year. Do you know that Suffolk County went up 15.9% in value as far as sales from the August of the previous year to August of this year? So although there's rising interest rates, there's such demand for housing that you're always going to get your investment. And for everyone that's waiting, this is a perfect opportunity because a lot of people are waiting. They don't have the down payment. Mm-hmm. Get it on social media. What's the risk? People say no, or they start putting it in. You see it grow.
So how do people sign up for it?
They could either contact us personally, or we have different realtors that we do work with, which you can refer them to. But what they would do is email me, gconnors@cmghomeloans.com, or yourself, and we grow it from there.
Right. And so the realtors themselves, for any agents that believe in this concept, they have the ability to start their own platform as well.
Correct. So my realtors, I'll send a link. They sign up. Basically, the whole website is built right from the beginning for them. They could put their own bio on there. Within 10 minutes, they're out there sharing it on social media.
It's awesome. So let me ask you another question. This has come up before. So obviously these home funded programs are great. I think some people may have reservation about putting money into a program like this, and do they have the ability to take that money in the event that they don't want to buy a house? Let's say something comes up that they need that money.
100%. So all the money that they fundraise is theirs tax-free. It is a donation to them that is supposed to go for a down payment of their house. If for some reason something happens where they can't buy a house, or they have a illness, or anything to that effect, they could always pull the money out themselves and just keep it.
Got it. Okay. So another program that we always talk about, especially for me, because I just think it's one of the best programs out there, is SONYMA for first-time home buyers. In a market like today, where the industry is so volatile and rates are over 7%, I'm surprised more people are not, requesting information about SONYMA. Obviously, a lot of lenders don't offer it, so that's part of the issue, right? And people are not aware of it. So, you've had some success with it. You see the benefits of it. Share some of your experiences with SONYMA.
With Sure, John, absolutely. So SONYMA program, it's State of New York Mortgage Assistance. So what we're looking at there is State of New York has special programs with super low interest rates. Right now, rates are about at 7.5%, and you're paying a point to get that. I recently just closed SONYMA 6.675% with no points. And as you mentioned, a lot of lenders don't offer this because the lenders don't get paid a lot on it. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, there are lenders out there that are trying to make the money. And here at CMG, we're here for the customer. And we always try to get the best program for them at the lowest rate possible. No.
So in addition to low interest rates with SONYMA, they do offer down payment assistance. So you can get up to 3% of the purchase price, up to $15,000. So there is that, available to you, provided that you need it. You don't have to go for the down payment assistance. The rates are a little bit better if you elect it without the assistance. But they do also offer other programs within their suite, like Remodel New York, which is a renovation loan within their suite of products. What other program is good through SONYMA?
I mean, SONYMA, I'm really just doing a lot of the down payment assistance that I do like, the low interest rate program. I do find with the increased income levels that they've recently done, so as far as just a couple, their income could be as up to $187,000 a year.
Right.
If they do have a child, it's $215,000. So you have a teacher, two teachers, cops. In the past, they weren't eligible for these programs because the income limits were so low.
Right.
With those income increases, this is available to a wide range of people here in New York.
Right. More so than the other programs that are out there through Fannie and Freddie that have those 80% of the median income requirements, which are capping people out at about the mid 80s. In terms of income. So to get to the levels that we're talking about, up to $200,000, that encompasses a lot more potential clients to fit into that criteria. So and then there's also NRP, which is a neighborhood revitalization program through SONYMA that offers up to $20,000 in additional grant money, plus the down payment assistance. So somebody could potentially get up to $35,000 in forgivable grants. I mean, that's significant money, especially in today's market where there's a lot of houses that have been neglected that need some TLC. So not only do you get a free $20,000 to start, you can also tag on the Remodel New York program, and now you can roll in even more money into that. All right, Greg, I appreciate you taking the time out to share a little bit about HomeFundIt. I believe personally that this is a great strategy for anybody that is considering buying a house in the future. Lean on the people that are in your life that will support you. Again, home ownership is a great asset, and it really does make a huge difference in an individual's wealth. So I appreciate your time. Thank you very
100%.
much.
Thanks, John.
And Greg, other than your email, how would somebody else find you?
You could always give me a call or text 631-335-6451.
Awesome.